Hey y'all, it's so good to be with you today. You know, when we walk into a room, our eyes usually go straight to the pretty things. The comfy sofa, that beautiful rug, or maybe a gallery wall filled with family photos. We spend so much time thinking about our walls, our floors, and all the furniture that fills a space. But there's one surface that more often than not gets a little overlooked, and that's the ceiling. Chip and I often call it the fifth wall, and it truly holds so much potential to add character and warmth to your home. It's usually just a plain white expanse up there, isn't it? But what if I told you that you could transform that fifth wall, make it a real statement piece, without ever picking up a paintbrush? Maybe you're renting and can't make permanent changes, or perhaps the thought of prepping for a ceiling paint job, all that taping and covering, just feels like too much hassle. Or maybe you're like me, and you're just always on the lookout for unique, creative ways to bring personality into every nook and cranny of your home. Well, if any of that sounds familiar, you are in the right place today. I'm so excited to share some of my favorite ideas for decorating your ceiling, no paint required. We're going to explore some really fun and beautiful ways to draw the eye upward and add that extra layer of charm and detail that makes a house feel like a home. From simple fixes to more statement-making designs, there's something here for everyone, no matter your style or your budget. So let's get started and look up together. One of my absolute favorite ways to bring instant personality to a space, especially that fifth wall, is with temporary wallpaper or even some fun ceiling decals. Now, I know wallpaper can sometimes feel like a big commitment, but the peel and stick varieties these days are just fantastic. They're so easy to work with, and if you change your mind or move, they come right off without much fuss. Imagine looking up to a ceiling adorned with a beautiful, bold floral pattern, or maybe some whimsical stars in a child's room. You could even try geometric shapes for a more modern feel. The possibilities are truly endless, and it's such a wonderful way to inject your own personal style. And don't just think patterns. Faux finishes are another brilliant option. You can find temporary wallpapers that mimic the look of rich marble, warm wood planks, or even those charming vintage tin tiles, all without the heavy lifting or expense of the real thing. For an even simpler touch, ceiling-specific decals can add a subtle or playful element with minimal effort. Just remember the key to a good application. Start with a clean, dry surface. And if you're using wallpaper, a little plastic squeegee will be your best friend for smoothing out any of those sneaky air bubbles and getting a really lovely, professional-looking finish. Now, when you hear ceiling tiles, your mind might immediately jump to those standard, somewhat uninspiring tiles you see in old office buildings. But believe me, ceiling tiles and panels have come such a long way, and they can be a truly beautiful and modern design element for your home. There are so many wonderful options out there now, made from lightweight materials like styrofoam, PVC, or foam. These aren't your grandma's heavy plaster tiles. These are easy to handle and install, which is always a plus in my book. You can find them in all sorts of styles, from sleek and contemporary to beautifully ornate. What I particularly love is the opportunity to introduce texture. Think about three-dimensional textures like pressed tin lookalikes, which can add such an incredible vintage charm, or classic coffered designs for a touch of elegance. And the best part for those of us who like to switch things up or are in a rental situation. Many of these can be mounted using heavy-duty adhesive tape or even just simple glue dots, making them removable. Plus, they're a fantastic solution if you have an older home with a ceiling that has a few imperfections, or if you're trying to cleverly conceal some pipes or wiring. It's a practical fix that looks absolutely stunning. There's something so inherently romantic and cozy about using fabric in design, and when you take it to the ceiling, it can create such an elegant and wonderfully dramatic effect. It can soften a room, add a touch of whimsy, or even make a large space feel more intimate. Imagine draping lightweight, airy fabrics like chiffon or muslin across the expanse of your ceiling. The way the light filters through them can be just magical, creating a soft, diffused glow that makes any room feel inviting. It's a look that I think works especially well in bedrooms, creating a serene and dreamy atmosphere. You can create all sorts of beautiful effects, from simple swags to more elaborate canopies or even tent-like structures, which are just perfect for a child's playroom or a cozy reading nook. And you don't need to be an expert seamstress or builder to achieve this. Often, all it takes are some strategically placed tension rods, a few thumbtacks hidden along the edges, or even strong adhesive hooks that won't damage your ceiling. It's a relatively simple way to make a big impact, bringing in color, texture, and a real sense of personality to a room that needs a little extra warmth and character. Chapter 4. Bringing warmth with wood, minus the hassle. Oh, I just love the warmth and character that wood brings to a home. Whether it's shiplap on the walls or beautiful hardwood floors, it has a way of making a space feel grounded and inviting. And guess what? You can bring that same cozy feeling to your ceiling without undertaking a major construction project. Peel and stick wood planks are an absolute game changer for this. They are incredibly lightweight, making them easy to handle and install overhead. And they're often designed to be renter safe, so you can add that rustic charm without worrying about permanent changes. Think about the possibilities. You could use reclaimed wood-look slats for a truly authentic farmhouse or rustic vibe, or go for a more polished, contemporary wood finish. And you're not limited to just straight lines either. Consider arranging the planks in a beautiful herringbone pattern for a touch of sophistication, or try vertical or diagonal layouts to create visual interest and draw the eye upwards. It's amazing how this one change can completely transform a room, giving it that cozy cabin-like feel or a touch of vintage charm, all without a single nail if you choose the right product. It's all about adding layers and texture, and wood does that so beautifully. Chapter 5. A touch of nature, hanging plants and greenery. For all my fellow nature lovers out there, bringing a bit of the outdoors in is always a wonderful way to make a space feel fresh and alive. And your ceiling offers a fantastic, often untapped opportunity to do just that. Instead of just focusing on potted plants on the floor or shelves, why not look up? Imagine a cascade of faux vines trailing gracefully across your ceiling, or a collection of delicate air plants nestled in macrame hangers, creating a living, breathing art installation. It adds such a beautiful, organic touch to any room. You can create a sort of floating garden effect by carefully suspending your greenery from ceiling hooks. Just be sure they are securely installed, especially if you're using real plants in pots. For an extra touch of magic, especially in the evenings, try intertwining some delicate LED fairy lights with your hanging plants. The soft twinkle combined with the greenery is just enchanting. When you're choosing your plants or planters, always opt for lightweight materials to ensure safety. This is such a lovely way to add life, color, and a sense of tranquility to your home, truly connecting your indoor space with the beauty of the natural world. Chapter 6. Adding character with faux beams. There's something about exposed beams that just instantly adds character and a sense of history to a room. They bring in that wonderful rustic charm that I adore, especially for farmhouse or cottage-style homes. But installing real heavy wooden beams can be a significant undertaking, both structurally and financially. That's where lightweight faux beams come in as such a brilliant solution. These are often made from high-density foam or even recycled wood materials, making them much easier to handle and install than their solid wood counterparts. You can achieve that coveted look without needing to reinforce your ceiling. Many faux beams are designed as